I love my Miyoo Flip with all of its faults, all of the issues, the clickiness of it, the hinge issues. I love this little handheld. I know. I don't understand why. Sometimes I like things and I don't really know why, but I love this handheld. But that being said, everything can always be improved. And we know that Miyoo has already tried with version 2, like this one. I actually think version 1 has been better for me. Yes, I have the dreaded SNES color, but I haven't had any issues with my hinge. Perhaps this protective case, which you can buy, hit the link down below, has helped with it. But today we're here to talk about another guy. This is the year of flips, and it does not surprise me that we had the one last year pretty much where we had the V90 that existed, but we had Anbernic's RG35XX SP, and it was a handheld that I thought was well made, but I just didn't like it. I didn't gel with it. It was too thick, and I just didn't like it. But now, today we have this guy, the Anbernic RG34XX SP, which is a better build of this. We're going to talk about the differences here. And besides the CPU and the software, this is just a better build of this. That's all there is to it. And so I'm so happy to have this. I may not pick this up again. I don't know. But anyways, remember to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode of our content. But let's hop in and take a look and deep dive into the Anbernic RG34XX SP with, yes, a confirmed now, forget the drama, a confirmed 3.4 inch 720p screen. 720 by 480 screen. He built his company on the back alleys of the San Francisco streets using a unique workforce. He employed the services of the homeless population, and he built his company into the nation's biggest chain of. Tonight on 60 Minutes, we take a look at, no wait, I'm not a journalist, I'm not Mike Wahlberg, Mike Waltz, whatever. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel for the first time, new deadheads. Today, we're taking a look at the Anbernic RG34XX SP. All right, so let's get started as always with the box. And the box is tiny, but that's what you want in a flip, right? Something very pocketable that folds so it's protected. And the box is nothing fancy. They do have my least favorite color. Miyoo earlier this year had that but ugly, I thought, yellow, and Anbernic's doing it here as well. I don't know what the yellow stuff is. This is not the kind of yellow that I think looks good. I want Ferrari type yellow, but we get this with the red ones. But that's the one that's on the picture on the front. We went with a different colorway. Moving around the box, and there's not much on the side. There are the colors on the bottom, so it does come in 4 different colors currently. And then moving around to the back, and there's not much there. So pretty simple box, nothing fancy here for Anbernic, which is par for the course. We like it. Let's get the unit out of here and taking the tray out of it. And the first thing we have, as I fumble here, is some dry wipes. And yes, we do have a screen protector. Good to see a company actually put a screen protector in there with the wipes. So this is a good type of screen protector as well. Going below, we do have a box for our USB-C cord. Let's get this out of the box. Man, I'm fumbling with stuff today. And standard USB-A to C cord. No surprises there. I don't know if we're ever going to get in the budget line a upgrade and get some real USB-C charging, but we'll see. Pulling the manual out, and we have our standard type manual that we're used to seeing from Anbernic. This is a nice manual. It does have English and Mandarin on it on each side, and there is some instructions here. But since this is a CPU we've seen and used in a software that will continue to be used, no surprises there. Let's get everything put back here in this box, and then let's get the handheld out. Pulling the handheld out, voila. And first impressions, I feel like I'm holding the Miyoo Flip. This thing, oh my God. Now, Anbernic certainly has no caveats about going after and improving on a design that someone else does. And this is the classic example of it. This feels like the first time I picked up the Miyoo Flip. Go check out our video of the first 24 hours of the Miyoo Flip. And so this feels like it. I like the shape of this. I like the form factor. I like the size of this. It's the always good Anbernic plastic. Everything feels great about it. So let's take a moment and do some comparisons here among some different units. I do have a Game Boy SP here, and then I have the Miyoo Flip. And comparing the three of these together, you can see that they're all very similar in size. In fact, the Miyoo and the Anbernic are just about identical. If I had the SNES Anbernic, if I'd went for that one, and you can look at some other videos, it looks identical. It's hard to tell the difference, especially from a distance. But showing these together, you can see that these are all paying homage to the original, the SP, that we all fell in love with 25 years ago, 20 years ago, however long ago. And this is good hardware. So putting it against the Miyoo Flip, if you liked the way that felt, but you were worried about the build quality, Anbernic has you. This is the solution right here. Popping open that screen, and I get that familiar Captain Kirk, beam them up, Scotty, feeling. And this is what we all love, or at least what I love about these flips here. Let's start testing the buttons, and oh boy, oh boy, these are the great Anbernic buttons. These buttons are super quiet. Now, why I originally did not like the colors that were on the purple here, the indigo, I thought, why'd they do that? I can kind of see now, and I'll show you next to the other flip that I love right now, the Retroid Flip 2. You can see that this is somewhat in the color style of the GameCube, so I kind of get why they did this. But these buttons are really nice and smooth. They feel really great. Moving on to the D-pad, and we have that, Anbernic D-pad. So we are getting the quality hardware, the quality control here, and product that we expect from the company. Going down to the sticks, and this is one place where I kind of like the sticks on the Miyoo better. I'm not sure what it is. I may be in the minority here, but between the two, I feel like the Miyoo sticks are a little bit deeper set. They just feel a little more natural holding it for me. Not sure about that. Looking at the shoulder buttons back there, and the shoulder buttons are near identical to the Miyoo Flip, which are an homage to the original Game Boy SP. Now, on the RG34XX that was in the shape of the original Game Boy Advance, I had issues with the L2 and R2 because I didn't like where they were positioned. So this is a much better solution for me. I like this a whole lot. I still love the look of the RG34XX, the regular version, but I think this is a great, better form factor, and it just feels better for that. Moving around the rest of the unit, and we do have on the side, we have a power button, a reset button, and a slot for a TF card. On the bottom, we do have a headphone jack. On the other side, we have our volume rocker up and down, and we have another slot for an SD card. And then moving to the top, we do have a USB OTG port, charging port, and then we have an HD port. The top port looks, again, identical to Miyoo's. It's really striking how much these two look the same. Hey guys, Dead Fred here. Sorry to interrupt the video, but I wanted to take a moment and share with you this awesome cover for our Miyoo Flip. Have you tried the Miyoo Flip? Now, some of you are getting broken hinges, but for those of you who are not, like me, I've had 3 of these and none of them have broke. This is a silicone cover that just really makes it better. It adds a little lanyard. It's really awesome. It was sent to us by our friends at AliExpress. I wanted to just kind of show this off. You can use my coupon codes in the description to save more, but this is a nice little thing you can add to your Miyoo Flip. Hopefully the manufacturing will get better. Again, I've had 3 of these with no issues, but I've seen that some of you all have had issues, so yeah, it's a real thing. But if you get a good one, hey, you might want to check out this silicone cover, which I think adds a lot of value to your Miyoo Flip. Anyways, guys, as always, thanks for checking out the channel. Back to the show. Going deeper into this, and let's talk about the screen for a second. Now, you may have seen the videos challenging whether this was an actual screen that has been advertised, and I love the investigation. I'm glad that the community has done this, trust but verify, and we know that now, thanks to Max Zhao and the breakdown, that this is indeed the screen that they say it is. It is put together in a way that may not be as logical as we can understand, but hey, I'm not an engineer, so all I got to say about the screen is it's gorgeous. It's freaking gorgeous. This screen looks better than the Miyoo Flip. That's no surprise though, because this is a 3:2 aspect ratio and it's at a 720 by 480. So you're getting more pixels, you're getting a sharper looking screen in the right resolution for Game Boy Advance. Now, you can have the argument about 4:3 being better, especially if you put a custom bezel for Game Boy Advance, but I like it bezel-less. I don't like the stuff around it, the overlay, I'm sorry, and I would rather just see it like this. That being said, the screen is great. No problems with it. It's beautiful. So don't be disturbed by that. I like the Miyoo screen. I think it's a great screen, but this is just better. Now, booting this thing up and we get into the familiar Anbernic software, which has gotten better over time. Now, recently we did a review of the Anbernic RG557, and they have just updated that with a really cool AI stuff, which tells me that Anbernic is investing in their software ecosystem. I fully expect this to continue to get supported as the other models. We may be tired of the H700, but the great thing here is, yes, even before officially being supported, I was able to pop out my MuOS card from my 34XX, put it in here, and it booted up. Now, there's some issues with that. It's not working correctly, as I'll show you. Trying to play Nintendo DS on this using MuOS is not working currently because the sticks don't work. It's not a touchscreen, and it's rotated wrong. But other than that, you can get some good games. Game Boy Advance played fine on this, and so it's exciting to know. I do believe MuOS will support this, and it's exciting to know we have all these custom firmwares for it. Now, playing with the regular Anbernic software, which I tested on, it's good, solid software. No surprises. Nothing real different from the 34XX that we reviewed already. Go check out that review and our criticisms of that. I like to see that the software is improving. This is going to give you a excellent Game Boy Advance experience. At the 3:2 ratio, you're going to get a really nice experience with other aspect ratios. It's a good middle ground. 3:2 is called the golden ratio for a reason, because it's a great one for it. Now, I had a lot of fun playing with this. Now, what kind of criticisms do I have of this? Frankly, I don't have a lot. I think I prefer the sticks better on the Miyoo, but other than that, this is a completely better experience than the Miyoo, with one caveat. And that caveat is that the CPU that's being used on the Miyoo does allow for, and we do have, a version of Android. Now, you can have your qualms about how great Android works, but Gamma is amazing. I think that what he does is amazing. And the fact that he got Gamma OS working on the Miyoo Flip, Gamma Core, I should say, on the Miyoo Flip, is pretty significant because N64 actually is going to run better on this than this. And we have sticks. Why do we have sticks? Probably because we're going to sell one without sticks. I mean, they're a business. They're trying to, make capital. I understand, but the sticks on this, they're functional. There's N64 on this, and as I show some footage, it'll work. N64 will work some games, but if you really wanted to play N64, you're just going to get a better experience on this, as long as you are willing to invest in some work and get Gamma Core up and running on this. Now, aside from that, PSP is on this. It's okay. You can use the stick for PSX, but literally for this machine, for what I'm going to do for it, I don't know that I'm going to use the sticks that much. And I'm sure many of you are like that out there. But please let me know. If it's going to have sticks, this should have had the all-winter A527 that they're rumored to be using. That would have been a better CPU in here to go with these sticks. Go check out our E6 Max review. The Heligali is coming out. It has the A527 at like $60. Come on, Anbernic. It would have been better for that. Aside from those few criticisms, this is a fantastic handheld. We're going to continue to do tests on it. Maybe we'll find things wrong with it, but I think they just got a winner. My other criticism of this is why no transparent? Max, why no transparent? I had so much fun. The thing I liked the most about the 35XX SP was a little transparent and how I could put the little thing behind it and give it a little charm. I don't understand why we don't have transparent. Again, is that because that's going to come out later and you're going to make more sales? Maybe. Maybe that's what the business aspect is. But overall, I wasn't in love with the colors. But besides those few petty reasons here, this is a fantastic handheld that works great. It feels great. It's built well. I'll show you some footage of me torturing the hinge a little bit. I have no doubt in the hinge. The only criticism with the hinge is that once again, if you go all the way back to that backwards and you go down, it won't stay, it won't stay in that extended position. I complained about that with the Miyoo, and you can see here on the Game Boy Advance that it also wouldn't do that. But I wanted to see if, if you're going to lay flat in bed, if somehow that could just stay behind. There's only really one position with this, but I'll take a better, well-made supported hinge with the single position than worrying about the hinge long term. So that's it, Deadheads. That's our review of the RG34XX SP. We know what we're getting as far as software goes. No surprises. It does have 2 gigs of RAM. I am thinking that the 2 gigs of RAM has somehow helped with N64. Maybe that's why they did that. But again, with 2 gigs of RAM, I don't know if Gamma, can you get Android going on this? I don't know. But it would be pretty amazing if that could happen, because I think that would really push this thing over the edge for me. But as far as I'm concerned right now, this is the best form factor, 3.5-inch flip out there. Pal Kitty's coming. Ours is shipped. We're going to have it. But it's missing Wi-Fi and some other things, and the price isn't that much less than this. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, guys, I want to hear your commentary. Let me know what you think. We got some more reviews coming up, but yeah, I like it. It's great. The software's awesome. Very few criticisms I can have about this. Remember to hug your loved ones and love your hugged ones, because tomorrow is never promised. We'll see you next time, Deadheads. Dead Fred out.